Welcome to Global Football Insights. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is underway. The storylines are evolving every day, and the expanded 48 team format is already giving us surprises, tactical puzzles, and a reality check, too. As always, I'm joined with the former Super Eagles captain, coach, and FIFA technical expert, Sunday Olise. Coach, let's get straight into it. Welcome.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. Today, I'm not a FIFA technical expert. I'm sitting this World Cup out, but I'll be giving you my expertise here.
Okay, wonderful. It's good to have you. All right, Coach, for the first time in World Cup history, Africa has 10 representatives at the tournament. My early assessment is that the continent has shown both encouraging progress and familiar weaknesses. From what you've seen so far, has the expanded format genuinely benefited African football, or has it simply just exposed the gap between Africa's elite nations and the rest? Which team has impressed you the most and who has fallen below expectations?
Oh, you've given me with so many questions there. But to start with, the first thing is that let nobody be deceived. Us having, as a continent, us having 10 representatives is no favor at all. Because when you look at it by population-wise, we're a continent that's over 1.4 billion people. So we deserve to have, if in relation to population, we deserve to have 10. And in fact, if you look at it, the Europeans have 16 representatives at the World Cup, and Europe is just 700 and something million people. So you see, it's not democratic enough. So far, this is just, now we're just getting it right. 10 of our nations have played. And from the 10 nations that have played from Africa, 6 of them have gotten positive results and 4 got negative results. 6 out of 10 is not bad at the moment. So for that reason, I think that we've done well so far. Now, your question, what nation has impressed me the most? For me, I have totally become a Cape Verde fan.
Okay,
I'm thinking of even buying a ticket to go to visit the country once.
All right.
Because it's the way they played, the organization, Toyosi, this is no joke. This is something that had been worked upon. And what I had felt when I went to the AFCON was that they intentionally did not come to the AFCON. This is a country with 600,000 people as population.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, they have and the goalkeeper, who's now become a hero, 40 years old. So if you look at it, Cape Verde has really impressed because not only they played against the best, the most organized team as a team at the World Cup, Spain. And they brought out everything African. They played aggressive, they used the physique, and they committed very few fouls, which is most impressive. So that tells you, and the manager, of course, is home-based.
Yeah.
So nothing sweets me better than this, my dear. So
I love the fact that you're praising Cape Verde's performance against Spain. But don't you think that they could have still left that game with a better result if they had decided to be a bit creative to an extent? Because from what I saw in that particular game, they had chances where they had the numerical advantage counter-attack wise. They had like 3 against 1, 4 against 2, and poor decision making, did not help them when they had that numerical advantage to score goals.
Yeah, you must also look at them. This is their first participation at the World Cup, And at one point also, they are humans. They were at one point, they were also content with the fact that, we just have to go home with 1 point at least. Okay. And having said that also, being the first time that they're going to be at the World Cup, they don't have that experience at that level, how to handle, the killer instinct. Yeah. And it's difficult to have that killer instinct when your tactic has all been based on trying to defend, be compact, And so for that reason, we can give them that. And for me, that 1 point they got, Toyosi, is not a 1 point. Cape Verde 1 point is like...
It's like 3 points.
It's even bigger than 3 points. If I saw images, videos from back home in Cape Verde, you cannot imagine the joy these people have. It's just like the 96 era in Nigeria, when we were just breaking in as becoming top world nations, It's really nice to see Toyosi. I wish you can Google it and see Toyosi.
Yeah. It's been lovely. The videos I've been making around the 40-year-old goalkeeper made everybody emotional. In fact, his social media followings, he started with, I think, 150K followers on Instagram. And after that particular game, he moved to, I think, almost 2 million followers already. And I'm like, wow, this is really lovely.
I'm asking myself, didn't I see something like 4 million something? But okay,
Yeah, I
go
think
on.
at today you should have risen to 4 million or something.
And it's not over yet.
It's not over yet, so maybe there'll still be more to come, right?
Yeah.
But still on the Africans, are we finally seeing tactical maturity from African teams, or are we still relying too heavily on individual talents and emotion?
Well, modern football, to your see, you cannot have one. You must have both. There are sections whereby you need the team to collectively act, and there are
Yeah.
sections whereby you need that individual talent to give you the results. You know, it's like if you look at the top teams, look at Argentina that won the 1986 World Cup. For those Gen Zs, this might look like a like like forever behind, but they had a very solid team, compact. But they had the talisman, which was Diego Maradona. So when they needed to be compact, the team was where they were there. But when they needed to be creative and go front and really do the damage, Diego Maradona gave them the extra edge. No African team has been humiliated from the first game. So that is
Wow.
also
If you say no African team has been humiliated, well, that will probably lead me to Tunisia, who were, against Sweden. So that particular game, it could have been more than 5-1.
you are right in that basis that they were outclassed. Huh? But this team is so much in chaos that I think now they even changed the manager. So it's been a team that's been in chaos for a long time. So
Yeah. All right. And that obviously leads me to the fascinating situation happening with Tunisia right now. Their decision before the tournament was Tunisia sacking their manager before the tournament. That's Sami Trabelsi. And later during the tournament, a short stint for Sabri Lamouchi after the poor loss to Sweden. And then now bringing in Herve Renard. Personally, I see Renard as one of those few coaches who, somehow consistently overachieves with African national teams. We've seen him from Morocco to Ivory Coast, the Saudi Arabia side too as well. But changing coaches close to the World Cup and even during the tournament is always a huge risk. From your coaching experience, can a managerial change this late actually transform a team's future, or does it usually create, more instability than improvement?
yes, it's going to be difficult. Huh? It's going to be difficult. Renard did well, but coaching sub-Saharan national teams and South African teams, Zambia and Ivory Coast. I don't think his passage at Morocco was a success for me now. It was not as we'll see what happened when Regragui took over
Regragui, yeah.
what Morocco has become. And since Moroccans have been using their own home-based managers, we've seen what Moroccan football has become. They have chaos there. It's evident. It started already at the AFCON. But as an African, they are representing us, so we are all supporting them. We are behind them now. So for that reason, I think that changing the manager at this stage, it just explains to you what is existing in the team now. Now they are desperate. They lose one more game, they're home. My experience has taught me that when such things happen, it's because in the background, the manager is not getting the backing from the federation. And the players know it. And the players can feel it. And that's why they're not performing for him. Because if the players know that if we don't perform for this manager, it's not the manager that's going. We are the ones that are going. They will play differently.
So now that Tunisia has turned towards a manager who has the presence and personality in Herve Renard, what is it about his leadership style that seems to bring out the best out of African players?
Toyosi, not Africans are not from a cultural point of view, they are not like sub-Saharan. You cannot go to a North African team and start bullying and shouting and trying to, impose authority on them and make them perform. You cannot do that also against the Arab nations. There are certain limits what you can do. And those are things that some foreign coaches will get away with when they're coaching the sub-Saharan countries.
Okay.
So for that basis, his personality, the way he is as a coach, he's had success. He's had a lot of success. He's won 2 AFCONs.
Yeah.
So for that way, he's a coach that's shown success, but not with the North Africans.
Yeah.
So this is a real test for him, and he's missed out at this World Cup, and he wants to be here too. I don't want this to be about the manager. I would like us to make it about the country itself. Because Tunisia, let's look at it like this. They are representing us. They represent the continent. So we need them to get their act back together. The manager will not make the difference because he's not going to play. He's going to lead the ship. But the followers who are the players, they are the ones that will make the difference. So they have to get together as a team and sit down and say, look, this is a World Cup. We're not going to get a chance to be here until the next 4 years. And if we're not careful, we might not be here for the next 8 years. So that reason, let's get our act together and get it on.
Right, fantastic. So let's talk about the heavyweight clash between Senegal and France. I'm sure you really enjoyed that game. Yeah.
Oh, I can feel it. I can feel the teasing is coming. I can feel the teasing
When
is
I was
coming.
watching the game, you came to mind. I was like, my Oga will be enjoying this game at the moment. Don't let me disturb him. I'll get his opinion later. Senegal being one of Africa's best team on paper. And I know, according to you, they are your best team in Africa, which is fine, But for
But
45
they
minutes,
are not yours. They are not yours.
no, they are not. And
I noticed
they
too.
proved me right. Yeah.
So before
For
you ask me, who's your favorite team? Now, give me.
Morocco. Morocco is my favorite
Yeah,
African team.
yeah, yeah. Okay. I guess right. Okay.
All right. So for 45 minutes, Senegal looked organized. I was impressed even for the first 45 minutes. I was like, okay, they're doing something. They were aggressive, capable of causing an upset. The second half became completely a different story. Coach, from a tactical and psychological standpoint, what
Yeah.
exactly changed? Did France take them for granted in the first half and we're like, okay, we need to be serious in the second half before these guys score?
Toyosi, you and I worked hard last season on the Premiership. And we came at one point where we said that Arsenal, that was way back before anybody even said it. We looked at it and we said, look, Arsenal are champions 90%. They
Yeah.
need the 10% from the manager, otherwise they won't win it.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you saw again with France. The first half, the team played. They didn't get it right. When they went in the dressing room, the management worked. The 10% came in. There was reorganization. Dembele was moved away from the middle to the right.
So the wings, yeah.
What happened in the second half was simply one man, Michael Olise.
Olise.
They brought him into the midfield as a number 10, the traditional number 10. It was just the key. He opened up everything. Yeah. And then they now created a tactical, intelligently drew out the Senegalese to a point that there were spaces for behind them now to run at. Intentional, like almost gifting them the ball. And then Michael Olise got the chances to moving. And this man at the moment, I think he's one of the best players in the world, if not the, because what he's doing now, the vision he has, the ability, the way he maneuvers the ball, it's unbelievable. I'm extremely impressed. So when he came in, he just opened it up. And Mbappe now got spaces.
Yeah.
And this is a man who has something to prove because he's had a difficult times in
in Spain.
Yeah, in Spain. So he's in fact almost worldwide because in France also they've been criticizing him a lot. So
especially since Paris Saint-Germain has been winning back-to-back Champions League, in his absence.
Look, in all fairness, too, sometimes on this platform we have to say what it is. I think also for young players learning, one of the things that I learned way back as a young man coming up is that as a sportsman, be quiet. In fact, I'm tempted to say the word shut up when it comes to politics.
True.
When you start making political declarations and things like that, you are entering into a field that you know nothing about. Politics is power. Respect the people that are holding the power. Let them do their thing. Do your thing. And I think that is one of the things that's handicapping Mbappe. When he learns that he should stop commenting about political things and just play his own football. And then I think that might help him a lot.
All right. Still on the France-Senegal game, at this highest level now that we're seeing at the World Cup, what separates teams that can compete for one half from teams that can sustain the level for 90 minutes?
A lot, You also have to look at how big team is. And in fact, what I've noticed now from the competition itself is that all the nations are using their substitutes to the maximum, trying to bridge the heat, the gap and all that. And it's been a long season. Huh?
Yeah,
it's been a very long season.
Yeah.
And for French players that play from Paris Saint-Germain, they've had, this is almost like the third season in a row without a break.
Yeah.
They won the last Champions League, went to the World Club Cup, got to the final again, won the Champions League again, and here at the World Cup. So I feel sorry. You see, you're beginning to notice now what.
It's an overcrowded schedule. Yeah.
Yes. And physically, the demand it is on these players is no joke. Yeah. So for that reason, I think that we just have to look at it from that way. And so it's hard. So I think that is what is happening.
All right. Coach, I recently watched your YouTube analysis where you described this version of Lionel Messi as a Lionel Messi AI version. When I was watching it, I was just,
AI Messi.
yeah, Lionel Messi AI, less dependent on constant movement, but still controlling matches through intelligence and positioning, as you put it. What fascinates me now is how opponents seem, they seem obsessed with stopping Messi, even when he doesn't have the ball. Has Messi reached that stage where his reputation and football IQ now creates a tactical shield for the rest of Argentina, allowing teammates to find spaces, because the entire structure or the entire defensive structure are focused on the magician?
Lionel Scaloni is very intelligent, very
Mm,
smart. And if you look at, we did I did a shot before the World Cup to analyze it, to just like give a teaser to our people
yeah.
to like look at what's coming up, where we spoke about how the teams have been built out, especially the Portugal and Argentina. If you look at the way it is now, the players, Messi is 38 years old. Next week is going to be 13, is
39.
39. This is unheard of. What impressed me the most about him is the fact that this man works a lot,
Yeah.
and what the team have accepted. They have accepted that, okay, this is the way you play. We're going to allow you to work. We'll do the work for you, but you make the difference. And he is delivering. And the way he's delivering is, look, the game was tight until Messi struck that wonder shot, the first goal that he struck, and it was very tight. And then that opened up the game. The way he plays, the other players, look at it. Last World Cup, these were Alvarez and Co. They were good players, but they were just normal players.
Yeah. He made
When they
them
car-
good players.
Now Messi made them world stars
Yeah.
because they're world champions. And now Alvarez has been to Man City, he's gone to
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid, and now
Yeah.
we're even talking of him going now to Barcelona.
Yeah.
So you see, it's kind of like the players know it, what it brings to him. If I have a player like Messi during my time, I was marking for players that were not as good as him anyway. I will die for him because I know that if I win World Cup, I know what
Yes,
what
now.
I know what the bank account will be for my parents, my brother, my friends, and my cousins.
Yeah.
So you sacrifice it, and that is what is happening to the Argentine team now.
Yeah.
Toyosi, what this man is doing at 38 is not normal. To be able to have pace to eliminate players, not just wait for them to pull out and you finish,
Yeah.
but to influence the game, give assists, pass, dribble, take players on, run into space, and be able to be reading the game. It's like why I call him AI is now. When you see him walking now, what people don't notice is that in as much as criticizing for walking, the man is walking, but he's reading the game.
Yeah.
He's already looking, where am I going to run into? Should the ball come to me? Okay, where do I go to so I take the people away? And he's doing it well, and he's doing it great. Look, like I said, Argentina might not win the World Cup. But one thing that he has shown is that at 38, 39, he can still perform at this level this way against a solid team too. So it's good.
So is this something unique to Messi? Or have you seen similar effects from players like Maradona, Zidane, or even peak Ronaldinho?
They were all different. They were all different. And I am not a fan of people who come out and say greatest player of all times or what. I'm not a fan of it because you are a greatest player of your generation. You're the greatest player of it depends on the opposition that is put at you. So you cannot really compare everybody. The clubs are different, the demands are different. Zidane, I played with him at Juventus. Zidane was required from the structure of our play to join in defending. So that means he didn't have the luxury to walk like this one can have, And so for that reason, you cannot compare them. Maradona, he did not really defend much, but he kind of like dazzled around it. And if you're not careful, he will steal it from you. But he's not like when they lose the ball, he's running back to defend. No, he wasn't like that. Zidane was. And so it's difficult to like compare what will happen if they told Zidane also, you don't have to run back. Just be free. When we get the ball, we can play you. Maybe we might have seen a different player. So it's just all like that.
Okay. There's this hype train going on in Germany, and I refuse to join this hype train. I don't know if you are on board with this
My
train,
dear,
but I'll find
I
out.
get the right where you go. I'm not gonna tell you like me. I just suffer on here, and I jam me at the lead, and they go every day.
Yes, they scored 7 goals, which was impressive, but it came against Curacao, the lowest ranked team in the World Cup at the moment. And this bigger issue over the last 8 years hasn't been scoring goals. They have goals in their arsenal, especially in their back-to-back group stage elimination in 2018 and 2022. But instead, it's been their defensive issues problem. no, sorry, coach, does a result like this genuinely tell us Germany have solved their problems, or is it dangerous to draw conclusion from a match where they were expected to dominate from the first whistle?
Well, I am not. I've been. This euphoria has been. In fact, one of my pals here in Germany, the moment they won that game 7-1, he was already telling me, "You see, we are going to repeat 2014." And I looked at him and I said, 14, you did that against Brazil.
Yeah,
This
in
is
the
Curacao.
semi-final.
The population is not maybe it's as big as Festac
I think 154 so,
yeah,
54,000.
it's as big as Festac in Lagos. So you cannot start comparing that. But then again, let's not take away the joy from them. If they're happy with it, it's a moment of joy. Don't forget
Right?
that the Germans have suffered for the past 8 years.
Yeah.
Eliminated from the first group stages
Yeah.
from the World Cup in Russia and also in Qatar. So for them now, it's a new thing to start to winning again at the World Cup.
Okay. Yeah.
But having said that, I totally agree with you, Toyosi. I'm not joining this hype of saying that they've come back. No. The team for me is not as good as, is far, far, far from what, if they play the top teams, it's going to be difficult for them to be able to hold.
So what signs should analysts be looking for if we want to know whether Germany is truly back among the favorites?
Yeah, that's something that we will share with only our viewers. Let's not give it all out here. We'll give it gradually to them. The signs they look at.
All right. Another hype train, but this time around, not really a hype train, but an underwhelming performance by Spain. And while the Netherlands remain a respected football nation, many people no longer see them as a genuine powerhouse. And when traditional powerhouses begin tournaments slowly, should we review or should we view it as a normal consequence of tournament football? Or could it indicate deeper structural issues, in player development, tactical evolution, and preparation for the new World Cup intensity?
Both teams, Spain and Netherlands, they have two separate causes, or I could say why they are where they are at the moment. Okay. Spain itself, these are European champions from 2024.
Yeah.
So, but they were so enterprising, so great. With all due respect, they passed the ball so much the last game that I almost fell asleep.
There was no direction.
It was pass. Okay. But there is something that they had in 2024 that they didn't have on the first game. And that's simply Lamine Yamal and Nicola Williams.
Yeah.
Now, these two players, you can pass as much as you want, but at one point, you have to bite. And these two players gave them the bite. You saw the difference when Lamine Yamal came out in the second half. There was a big difference. You could see that, things were now moving. So for Spain, for me, I still remain they are candidates to win this competition. But for them to win it, they really need to get these two players back, or players that play like this back into the team. Yeah. You cannot pass your opponent to death. No, you can't pass till then fall asleep, then you score. No.
Well, Spain they can pass to make us fall asleep, viewers at home.
But not the opponent now. So we will fall asleep and wake up. Oh, the game ended 0-0.
Abi.
So it's so for that reason, I think that is just. But the Netherlands their own problem is much, much more critical. The quality of the players for me is not what it used to be, and it all comes back to what I'm pushing for. I'm pushing for it because I need it to happen in my own country. The local league is no longer what it used to be. If you look at during our time when we played the Netherlands, it was not normal if we didn't come to the European Cup quarterfinals or semifinals. It was not normal. Yeah. Now the Dutch league, they've just accepted that they are a school league, they are a development league.
Yeah.
We produce players for others to come and buy.
Sign,
So they've given up. And that already tells you that that's what they're suffering from now. Okay. So that way, the national team cannot be us. Your national team will always be great if your league is performing. Sure. They are no secret. It's like a man who doesn't plant seeds and want to reap at the end of the month, at the end of the year. Hunger will kill you.
So which of these two teams should fans be more concerned about going forward?
Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Netherlands, yeah. Because there are options for them to the materials they have to explode is not really that like that of the Spanish. Look, the Spanish after that game now, I can assure you one thing from my knowledge of the Spanish. After that game that they drew now, the Spanish now they've been in the classroom, the managers and everybody. They
Yeah.
have been working. How do we change it?
Yeah.
These are teams that come to the competition with the ambition to win it.
Yeah.
Whereas other teams like Netherlands are coming in, let's see how far we can go.
Mm.
And that's what makes the difference.
All right. Just like we mentioned earlier, one of the most refreshing stories of this World Cup has been Cape Verde. Many people see them as an underdog, enjoying a brief moment in the spotlight. But I wonder if there's something bigger happening here. Coach, are performances like this evidence that modern tactical organization can now neutralize the technical superiority of traditional football powerhouse?
Look, football is all about space, how you use space, and how you're able to move the opposition.
Yeah.
And that is what it is. And how you're able to finish to crown it. That's what football is all about. Now the spaces are there. If you close the space, the ball can't go through. The opponents can't go through, and that's what Cape Verde have been doing. Now, for those who don't know Cape Verde, they think Cape Verde is now. Cape Verde has started this development for the past 12 years.
Yeah.
They've been surprising people for the past 12 years consistently.
Mm-hmm.
They've been building. Some said they didn't come to the AFCON. No. We can see now why they didn't come to the AFCON. They're just managing their own. They concentrated in the World Cup qualifiers
Yeah.
as much as possible, and they're there now. Now the whole world knows there's a nation called Cape Verde. Whereas some people didn't know there was a nation called Cape Verde before. That's what they've done to their country. And now people are already thinking, I told you, that even I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should just go there for a brief holiday one of these days.
Yeah.
So that is me. These people are in West Africa. They're not far from us.
That's all.
And that's what, imagine what an European or an American or an Asian is thinking. We also, let's go discover this place. It might be. And it's not a very expensive place to visit from what I researched. Who knows? It could be interesting. So looking at it from that way, Cape Verde is an example some nations should imitate. Why? Because this is a team that you've seen that they've constructively prepared their own progression. And I love the fact they're using locals.
Yeah.
I love it.
So could smaller nations become even more dangerous in the future World Cups because tactical information is now becoming available to everyone?
And smaller nations will also become more dangerous because now the emphasis on individual players has reduced.
Okay.
So most of the teams now are all about the same. Everybody's passing, hold back, cut back, you pack the bus, go forward. We don't have players now, people that are, if it was like in days like now, players like players who are very good at one-on-one, dribbling wingers and everything now, they don't really have a club to play now because most managers don't want to play like that.
Yeah.
With all due respect, also, most managers these days, they've not really played. They didn't play at a high level. They didn't know the joy of being a player themselves. So they are now people who learned football and who are whereas, and that's why managers like Guardiola have an edge over people like Klopp and everything because he played it himself.
Yeah.
So he played at a high level. Whereas Klopp was best at the second division. God forgive me, I'm not trying to criticize the man.
I get you.
But, so he's just like that. So at one point, that's how far you went. It will be an advantage to you because you will see things from a different point of view. Exactly. And that's the same thing also. Yeah, just like people can say, it's not because you're a top player that you can be a top coach. It's true. But any top player that has the gene of coaching in him, he will beat you easily. Because he can relate more as a player and now a manager. So that's what makes the difference.
I love that you mentioned this, just to digress a bit. So are we saying that, or categorically saying that managers have the power to either make or mar a player's career?
Yes, it is. Look, managers are very important. My career was built on the fact that the managers I met during while starting up, not because of the fact that they wanted to help me, but sometimes we learned from what they didn't want to help us with. I had a coach Olu, when I was at school, and he used to tell us this. In his own broken English, he would say, they will never ask you who play pass. They will ask you who win. So from a young age, we already knew that we could play well, but at the end, we had to win. But we didn't know the man was already teaching us that, look, football is business.
Yeah.
And then when we grew up, we say, Coach Olu has been saying it now. They will never ask us who play pass. They will only ask us who won the game. So who win, because you can't say win. So who win. So I know most of my teammates then will be laughing when they see this video. Because
is Coach Olu staying very much around?
No, he's dead. May his soul rest in
Oh,
peace. He gone. He died
yeah.
like almost 10 years ago.
Oh,
And
wow.
may his soul
May
rest in
so
peace.
rest
So,
in peace. Yeah.
yeah. So you know that's the managers are important. Sometimes a manager will just stop you and tell you, look, no, no. This is what you're doing. Like my career also, out of chance, I went to FC Liège as a number 10. I got there, the manager looked at me and said, they just bought a number 10 from Yugoslavia. So he said, if you're going to play here, you have to think of playing defensive midfield
Mm-hmm.
because not only are you skillful, you're also strong, you're tall. And I was just a kid. I was legally at the top, but down I had my legs were already well formed. The hunger now, but he was a coach that never gave me a lot of help and said, look, this is how you have to play defensive midfield. So I had to now start looking at those
On
who were
your
playing
own.
defensive midfield,
Yeah.
how they carry it out and how you learn from them and add your own thing. So you see, the managers are important also in making the players.
Okay. So, coach, we cannot talk about Lionel Messi without talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Portugal took on DR Congo, their opening game at this World Cup, and it ended in a 1-0 draw. The 41-year-old still starting, raising eyebrows that should he be starting, should he not be coming from the bench? They played at the draw in a group that, Portugal should be dominating. Can you tell us, what's happening here? Is this a win for DR Congo or, Portugal didn't play too well?
My dear, the last time Congo came to the World Cup was 1974.
Yeah, 52 years ago or so.
2 years ago. So that tells you that for them, this is more than a win. We are back and we didn't lose.
Yeah.
So for them, they've done their own thing, Abby. And first of all, they conceded at the 6th minute and still were able to equalize.
Yeah.
So that shows that for them, it's positive. Now, the one that bothers me is Portugal, because this team is extremely talented.
Mm-hmm.
They are extremely talented. If you look at the midfield, Vitinha, you like Bruno Fernandes, you don't like him. This man is carrying Manchester United.
Yeah.
So he's a top midfielder too. They have all kinds of good players. But I personally feel that at one point, Ronaldo is exceptional. What Ronaldo is exceptional, if you look at the early years from the 2008, when he really broke in, this was a player that will go back, way back, take the ball, eliminate 4 or 5 players, pace, dribbling, gestures and everything. And he's a very intelligent man too. With time, what he did was that as he started to age, he started to adapt his game to fit the age. So he started reducing all those one-on-ones and everything that needed a lot of physical, but he's very fit. He's probably one of the fittest players in any team he plays, But then he started reducing it, and now he started looking for just finishing.
A fox in the box.
A fox in the box, But when you get to the World Cup at the national level, the team does not need a fox in the box anymore. They need somebody that will now carry them, that will give them something they don't have. And I think who am I to say something to Ronaldo? But if I was to look at it from my own point of view, I think it's better that the man plays 30 minutes where he can play 100% with all blazing, all guns blazing, than try to manage to play 90 minutes.
90 minutes, yeah.
This team is very young. This team is, they are very, very,
they're promising.
They are promising. They are creative. They are creative. And for that reason, they need this movement that is going on there. And one player there, look, the World Cup is a lifetime thing. Huh? You are taking up a place that is very, very strategic and important. These days, the central strikers don't necessarily just have to stay there and wait for pullouts.
Yeah.
You have to come to the side. It's a bit what Mbappe is suffering at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Because he cannot play on the left side again and now use the space like he used to be before coming to Real Madrid, he is now forced to be in the middle, trying to always be there when the pullout comes in to finish. He's scoring lots of goals, but the fans are unhappy.
Yeah.
So you see, this is also why I think that now I know that Cristiano Ronaldo fans will say, yeah, he's already called Messi AI Messi. Now he's killing Ronaldo. That is not the case here. The case here is that we are trying to look at how best Ronaldo can use what he has. Look, when it comes to finishing, the man scores loads of goals.
Yes,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
But there is a reason why they say once you get to 32, 33, as a footballer, start writing your retirement letter. So there's a reason why they say it in football. You cannot think you're going to play forever. Come on. At one point, it has to stop.
Yeah. Roberto Martinez was asked at the presser there that why was Ronaldo not taking off? And his answer was almost like what you said, that yes, Ronaldo is a clinical finisher. And he said, that's the best goal scorer in history. So are you expecting me to take somebody like that off? The question now here is, what kind of pressure do you think Martinez will be on to not be able to take out somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo? Is that what is harming this squad at the moment? Or they need someone who can take those ruthless decisions, or probably sit Ronaldo down, have a conversation with him, and let him see the bigger picture?
There is one problem, Toyosi. This is what I want people to look at. And that is where people will know how great Ronaldo is. Before Ronaldo came into the limelight with Portugal, Portugal were not qualifying for World Cups.
Yes.
Portugal, they were not any top world team. The last time Portugal was a top team was one time when Figo did a flash, and then also, and when Eusebio and they all came up.
Yeah.
That was the time. But ever since Cristiano Ronaldo has come into the Portuguese national team, they have not missed any World Cup.
Yeah.
They qualified for every World Cup. They've won 3 major titles with him.
Yeah.
And they've qualified for most major competitions, and they've been competitive.
Yeah.
So, and he's won the Ballon d'Or 5 times.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So if you look at it in that point of view, this man is not a human being. He's one of the extraterrestrials also of football. But then again, nobody lives forever.
True.
So I am aware of what this man can bring to the team. And I think that what I just explained to you now is the pressure that Martinez has to live with. If you take away this legend here and this legend goes angry at you, they will sack you. He's not stupid. The man wants to keep his job.
Yeah.
So he's trying to manage it the way it is.
All right, coach, before we go, from what you've seen, who do you think might just go far at this World Cup for the African team?
You're pulling my leg again. You want, because Senegal don't lose.
No,
Okay.
no, not that. Earlier you mentioned 10 African teams. 6 of them did well. The remaining 4 didn't do too badly. They were also decent, right? Because they took draws and I think 2 defeats.
Except for Tunisia.
Yes, except for Tunisia. So who do you think will go the farthest out of any of them?
Well, I think Morocco is a candidate again, once again. Okay. They play more complete now. They play more offensive, defensive. There is a flair. I didn't think I would say this World Cup, but they are better than what we saw last time. The results might not be better, but now they are a more complete team. I still believe Senegal can do well. All Senegal needs to do is just they have to improve the pace of the central central defenders, and then they will do much better. They did it at the AFCON final, and they can do it also. But I think that one too. I'm still my love for Cape Verde has not finished. So
okay, so you think the underdog story can still go on?
And I love the underdog story.
All right.
So I'm really behind that one too.
All right.
Having said that, also, this program will be. I think this episode will be incomplete if we don't make it clear that I am extremely disappointed with South Africa.
Oh,
wow. I was just disappointed the way they played, and the lack of belief, the lack of sense of belief, and the lack of coordination. I'm not criticizing the team, but I think they can do much better than this, and I think that is. So for that reason, that is how those are the ones that I see that can do well.
Okay.
At the moment now, but then. Don't forget the Congolese. Don't forget the Congolese. Don't forget the Congolese.
Oh, it's just a shame. The Congolese are there. That's supposed to be our sport.
Oh, Toyosi, don't spoil my day again. Don't spoil my day.
Okay, apologies.
No, not spoil my day because a lot of Nigerians do the vest now because it's still there. So
that's true.
But right. You are right, Jari. If I tell you that didn't come to mind before now, I'm lying. So so you're right. Anyway.
It is well. All right. Thank you very much, Coach. It's lovely always having these conversations with you. And thank you to our viewers for always sticking around and watching our episodes and videos every time. The World Cup 2026 it's going well. The vibe, the culture, the traditions, everything is going smooth. And there are more games to come. In fact, this first round, 28 games. Trust me, there is more to come, more stories, more exciting moments, and we'll be here to give you more expert analysis. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a wonderful day. Bye.